Hello, everyone. My name is Zachary Overton, and today I'm excited to take you on a journey exploring Pan Africanism, otherwise defined as a powerful ideology and movement that continues to inspire change across the globe. In this presentation, I'll dive into the concepts and themes from Module 1, Introduction to Pan Africanism, and Module 3, Contemporary Issues and the African Diaspora, from the historical roots of the Pan African movement to its role in addressing racial justice today. We'll connect the past with the present to understand its enduring significance. We'll first begin by highlighting the key figures, frameworks, intersections, and I'll share my own personal experience and reflections, including how these ideas kind of resonate with me in my day-to-day life and how I, connect with others. So, let's get started. To begin this, I want to talk about W.D. Du Bois. He was a towering figure in the Pan African movement. I'm sure you guys are all aware. We learn about him, a lot over the semester. So he was a sociologist, historian, and activist. He was instrumental in organizing the Pan African Congresses in the early 20th century, and these gatherings provided a platform for leaders from Africa and the diaspora to strategize against colonialism and racism. Du Bois. I don't really know how to pronounce it. Commitment to unity was grounded in his belief that African descended peoples worldwide share a common struggle for liberation. I kind of looked up some of his famous quotes, and I found one that I liked. One of his famous quotes is, "The problem of the 20th century is the problem of the color line," which resonated kind of deeply concerning like today's kind of climate, reminding us that the interconnectedness and racial justice and social issues are very intertwined. By studying Du Bois, I'm sorry, I understand the power of intellectual leadership and movements for change. His work to set the stage for subsequent activists to build networks of solidarity remains a concept in the heart of the Pan Africanist movement. My bad. Kind of piggybacking off the Du Bois, another influential figure in the Pan African movement was Marcus Garvey, the leader of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, otherwise known as the UNIA. Garvey championed the philosophy that black self-resilience and economic independence was necessary. His Back to Africa movement inspired African descended peoples worldwide to reconnect with their heritage and he envisioned a future rooted in empowerment. Garvey's emphasis on economic and cultural autonomy complemented Du Bois' intellectual approaches. Where Du Bois sought to unite leaders, Garvey mobilized the masses, advocating for collective pride through slogans like Africa for Africans. This synergy between Garvey's grassroots activism and Du Bois' intellectual vision demonstrates the diversity within the Pan African movement, and it also highlights how different approaches can work together toward a shared goal of liberation. Kind of fast forward now to contemporary modern times, and we could see the themes of identity and racial justice as a central part to the Pan African conversation. Activists in the diaspora confront systematic racism while reclaiming cultural identities that colonial history sought to erase. For example, the global Black Lives Matter movement has brought attention to the enduring impact of slavery and colonization. By centering African descended people's experience, it revives the Pan African ideals of collective liberation. The role of digital media is helping amplifying these voices and is proving to be revolutionary, something that, Du Bois and Garvey can only dream of. They didn't have access to what we have now. This concept challenged me to kind of like think about how racial justice isn't just about policy changes, but is about acknowledging and valuing diverse cultural expressions of the African identity. I like to think a moment to like see how these ideas intersect. With Du Bois' vision of Pan Africanism, he really emphasized intellectual solidarity, while Garvey's activism brought economic empowerment and cultural pride to the forefront. Today, movements such as Black Lives Matter draw from both approaches, leveraging intellectual arguments and grassroots mobilization to address systematic inequalities. And I would also like to consider how like historical frameworks from Module 1, such as the transatlantic slave trade, intertwine with Module three's emphasis on racial justice. The legacy of slavery is not just historical, but it actually shapes present day disparities in wealth, education, and healthcare. Activists today are addressing these systematic issues, often citing the foundational work from figures like Du Bois and Garvey to contextualize their efforts. This intersection underscores a powerful truth that Pan Africanism is both a historical and evolving movement, bridging intellectual debates with grassroots activism. Now, as a personal reflection, kind of like reflecting on this whole journey, what really stood out to me was the resilience of Pan Africanism and its ideals across time. Like Du Bois' work resonated with me on an intellectual level, while Marcus Garvey's emphasis on self-reliance and struck real emotional chord. Now that I'm in college and I'm more kind of like independent, becoming more independent, but I found like their ideals are both contrasting and yet complementary approaches that demonstrate the multifaceted nature of the Pan African movement. For example, learning about the Pan African Congresses gave me a sense of kind of like pride. You got collective leadership across the African diaspora. Similarly, learning about Garvey's Back to Africa movement reminded me of the power of cultural pride and its role in combating oppression. One resource that left like a lasting impression on me was the soundtrack to Revolution. I believe we watched it all in class together. I really like that. Really like that documentary, and I like how it showcased how music, a cultural contribution highlighted in Module Two, galvanized the civil rights movement, and how this reinforced my understanding of how cultural expression serves as both a form of resistance and a bridge connecting generations. Another impactful resource is The Souls of the Black Folk by W.D. Du Bois. I personally haven't read it, but I kind of like skimmed over like a summary of it. And basically, this work blends sociology, history, and a personal narrative to explore the African American experience during the post Reconstruction era. Reading reading this deepened my appreciation for Du Bois, my bad, and his intellectual contributions to Pan Africanism and his ability to kind of articulate the sociological and societal impacts of racism. It reminded me of that, understanding history is crucial to face the challenges of today. On a more personal level, studying Pan Africanism has encouraged me to embrace my own identity a bit more. Growing up, I sometimes struggle reconciling with my heritage with social expectations. And these modules really help me see my background as a larger, more vibrant kind of like tapestry of cultural resilience. For instance, I've started exploring my family's cultural roots. As a person of mixed race, being black, white, and Korean, I've started cooking maybe Korean food. Uh, I'm trying to learn Korean right now. I got a little streak going on Duolingo, and I'm constantly like searching for a way of connecting with others who may share a similar experience or background, including like connecting more with my family. And it's quite empowering to realize that I'm part of a generation that values unity and resistance and creativity so much. To wrap this all up, Pan Africanism is a movement that continues to evolve to this day, from Du Bois' foundational work to Marcus Garvey's emphasis on empowerment, and even in today's global push for racial justice. Looking back at of all the lessons we learned over the semester, it really teaches us the power of unity and the cultural pride in the face of adversity. I really hope this presentation has illuminated the connections between history and contemporary issues, and giving you insight on my own personal experiences. More importantly, I hope it inspires you and others to explore your own connections with these ideas. And I just want to thank you for listening. And I look forward to seeing your feedback. Bye.